This is Opposite Attraction, Season 3, Episode 3. All together. The challenge, a weird kitty attraction.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the world-famous Opposite Attractions podcast. I will be your skipper for the evening, Scottye Moore, joined as always by the skipper in training, Mr. Jim Murphy.
Yeah, please don't worry about the zebra. It is tired. It's just tired. Dead tired.
Alright, so Jim Murphy, I'm just sitting back sipping on a delicious whiskey sour, enjoying my time. How have you been?
I'm not exactly a teetotaler, but I'm pretty close.
I'm enjoying the God's vape that God gave me. That's how the clouds got to the air, was the vape of God. Anyways, Jim, how are you?
I didn't know I was doing a podcast with a southern preacher.
Yes, hello, Jim Murphy. I'm here to tell you all about the beautiful rides here in Branson, Missouri. Come see Yakov Smirnoff do some vaguely racist shit for a while. Go to a really bad mall where there's inexplicably a magic show going on for no apparent reason. And go to a buffet that has been voted the best in Branson for 5 years, and yet their gravy tastes like soap. Jim, what's bad is the fact that every single thing I just said was true about the one trip I took to Branson. The only good thing that came out of it, I went to some like rock and roll metal review show where they were like, we're gonna do metal through the ages, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, like they went
Engelbert
through
Humperdinck. Yes.
Tom Jones.
It's like Burt Bacharach, the metal years.
Yeah, What's New Pussycat is my favorite metal song of all time. So anyways, this is a theme park podcast. What the fuck's happened?
I was going to tell you, so apparently last year, according to the TEA, which I can't remember what that stands for, Theme Entertainment Association something, they said that for the first time ever, Animal Kingdom beat out Epcot and the studios for attendance.
I could see it beating out, studios. I could not see it beating out Epcot.
Yeah, that's weird, but like it's like by like 1.5 million people or almost 2 million people.
Damn, dude, Pandora drew.
That's only 5,000 people a day difference.
Yeah.
Average, but still, like it's like 12.5 million, and the Magic Kingdom is still like 21 million. Like it is so far and above. You gotta think about
the fact that the people in Animal Kingdom, they sweat enough for the billions of people who were at fucking Magic Kingdom. So really, it evens out.
It was also the first year since Harry Potter World opened that Disney World had better growth than Universal.
Damn it!
But they said the problem is that like Shanghai, I think it was as a whole, like Universal as a whole versus Disney as a whole.
Oh,
like
okay.
Disney opened Shanghai. They said that Disneyland Paris had like a 15% increase. Mm-hmm. Animal Kingdom's increase was like 15%. Universal didn't open anything new except for Volcano Bay, which it got like 1.1 million people. But
Jim
that's not
Murphy,
really enough.
They opened that real garbage Jimmy Fallon ride. How dare you?
They opened Soarin' Over Jimmy Fallon, yes.
Soarin' Over. It's literally, hey, this was our original idea for the Mario Kart ride, but it's really shit, so we scrapped it and gave it to Jimmy Fallon.
What about the Fast and Furious ride is literally like you get on a bus.
Yeah, it's basically they took the concept of, because it's the same thing they did with Skull Island, is the fact that it was originally in the Universal Studios Hollywood backlot tour, and then they were just like, okay, should we change this at all? The concept
people were
of
thinking
just
it was going to be like I think people were looking for something more along the lines of like a test track or even like some kind of a roller coastery type thing, because it's called Fast and Furious and you're expecting it to be about cars that go fast. Mm-hmm. Not like you're going to be statically watching a car chase around you with special effects.
Oh no, I had a feeling. The minute they announced it, I was like, oh, this one's going to be garbage. Awesome. I'm going to write it only for the fact...
Especially, I think, because they were knocking down or getting rid of like the theater where they put the Halloween show on. I think that
No.
That's in that area.
That's something different.
Oh, okay.
The thing they knocked down for Fast and Furious was the earthquake ride, I think. I think
I thought there was something next to it that they also.
I think there was,
over.
But no. Bill and Ted, the Halloween show, that's getting knocked down for apparently something like new Harry Potter related. Like I think they're possibly doing the Ministry of Magic or something, which would be pretty dope. But also, how dare you get rid of my boys Bill and or Ted?
Well, I think they were afraid of the legal problems associated with that show.
With Bill and Ted?
I've never seen the show. Have you seen the show?
I've not, because...
They said when you walk in, they tell you, like, no cameras, no phones. If they see you pull out a camera or a phone, they will kick you out immediately. They want no recording, because apparently in the show, there is a lot of, like, liberties taken with copyrights that are not theirs.
Oh, yeah. That I do know.
With the idea being that as long as there's no evidence that they did it, they can just play stupid. So
I really like that idea, actually. So the other day I was browsing through my phone. I went down to my little news thing. It said, because you're a fan of Disney, you may be interested in Disney World or Magic Kingdom finally to allow alcohol. And what they should have put above it is because you enjoyed Disney and alcoholism, but they didn't. And when I clicked through, I got very upset because it was just like, they're allowing wine and beer in specific restaurants. I'm like, I could have gone to Be Our Guest and done that.
Yeah, they already had it in 2 or 3 places. They're just putting it in like all of the table service restaurants.
I'm just like, I want that hard liquor, Disney. I want to get off of Big Thunder Mountain and then take a shot of vodka.
I think I don't think they're ever going to have it where you can like walk up to a counter somewhere and get a beer and then walk around. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, not in Magic Kingdom.
Not in the Magic Kingdom. Everywhere else, yes, but not in the Magic Kingdom. That was the line that they have put in the sand to not cross.
I'm surprised that Harry Potter World finally allowed like hard liquor, because we walked into the Hogshead Pub, which is apparently somewhere in the books. And I walked in, and last time they have like normal beer and then specific beers that they had made specifically for that section of the park. And then I think fire whiskey maybe, which is essentially Fireball. And then we went this last time, and she's like, "Oh no, we got everything, my boy, what you want?" And I was like, "Can you just take a butterbeer and throw whiskey in it?" And she's like, "I can't, but I can give you whiskey and butterbeer, and then you can do your own little Mr. Wizard experiment." I'm like, hell yeah!
I hope she really called you Mr. Wizard.
I would,
because I saw you in that vest and pants, and holy shit!
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the dude? So you know the wands they have in Harry Potter World?
Yes.
And the fact that they're interactive to certain things. I thought it was electronic, like it had an electronic chip in it. No. Somebody figured out all it is it's kind of like Duck Hunt on the NES.
It's a light gun.
Well, not a light gun, but like it's got a reflector on it. And whatever you're shooting at will read the reflection, and if it goes the correct way, it'll register it. Now, I watched a YouTube video recently. One of my favorite creator YouTubers, William Osmond, he did this a while ago. he figured out that as long as he had a strong enough reflector, he could turn anything into a wand. And he was walking around Harry Potter World holding a hot dog with a reflector on it. And, like, that worked. I think a zucchini worked. But my favorite was the fact that even the employees, like, they couldn't get mad. Like, one just walked up and was like, I have never seen a magical hot dog before. God bless you, sir.
Like a fake hot dog or like a real?
No, like a real legit hot dog.
I really thought you were going to say something like rated X when you started that sentence, and I'm glad you just went to food.
No, because I know the intense, like, TSA level line you have to walk through to get into Universal.
Yeah, it's my magic wand. Give it back to me. I'm trying
My magic wand, it vibrates. Which
it's also my broom.
Yeah. Which also, off topic, I got one of those alarm clocks that has the vibrating thing on it. So that way it just kind of shakes you awake. Yeah, it was all fine and dandy until it required me to plug in the vibrator, which is not the best way to describe what I had to do there. Couldn't just change the words, man? Okay, so Jim Murphy.
Did you plug it into the wall, or...?
Oh, yeah. It's plugged in is all I'll say. But, Jim Murphy, this is a podcast where we build our own theme park. And, of course, in the past, we've had beautiful, intricate, themed lands with intelligent concepts. And this season, we just kind of said, fuck that. We're going to do whatever we want.
I don't really know if the peak of themed entertainment was really, like, high concept.
It is the peak of themed entertainment. It has the Golden Girls. So, yeah, we've basically crafted the opposite attractions theme park where you have control of half, I have control of half. I've started building my half in Minecraft, and it's pretty dope. At the end of the season, I may release it to Patreon over at patreon.com at /a load of BS. But, yeah. So last week, I laid down a challenge for us to come up with basically what's my favorite type of ride. And that's just the most buck wild kiddie ride of all time. Like an insane, like I'm talking way beyond It's a Small World. I'm saying like Los Tres Caballeros, E.T., some buck wild shit. And so with your due respect, I'd like to present mine.
Okay.
And mine is called the Exquisite Corpse.
Oh, Jesus. That screams kiddie.
Well, no. Do you not know what the Exquisite Corpse is?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I do, yes. So but it doesn't... But for a lot of the population, I think they would just be like, that's a kiddie ride.
What's your problem? It's just the Exquisite Corpse. So, firstly, as with always, my ride has a drink minimum. And since it is a buck wild kid ride, it has an 8 drink minimum. But it's worth it. Yeah. So, the reason why I called it Exquisite Corpse is because I went to all of my favorite, like, pseudo-kiddie rides that I like to ride while drunk, and I got them to each create individual sections of this ride, which is why when you walk in, you are greeted to a large auditorium where you just get to watch Ellen and Bill Nye the Science Guy fuck around for 30 minutes.
Wow.
But, as always, there is a themed drink. And this time I've even included a version for the kiddies. And, I wanted something to really get you in the mood for this buck wild, insane adventure you're about to go on. And so I found a drink called the USS Bomber. I think that's what it's called. It's something like that. It's like this red, white, and blue slushy drink. And I like that because it looks kiddie. It's very kiddie-ish. It's got coconut. It's got lime. And it also has a shit ton of absinthe in it. So it's going to really get you going in the middle of it. But I realized, like, I want the adults to have that. That way the absinthe kind of sends them off the deep end during the ride and it increases the experience. I need something for the kids that does the same thing. And that's why I've... the kid version of this drink is just like 30 Pixie Stix emptied into a wine glass with Monster Energy poured into it and mixed, poured over crushed ice, and then it's just got like the teeniest bit of muscle relaxer in it. That way they won't fuck around and get off the cart during my damn ride. And so they're gonna be real chill, but also real freaked out.
I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to find a website to link to for that one.
Yeah. Well, the drink is just called shit because that's like that is
Mister, can I get a shit, please?
like no, you get it automatically. When you sit down in the Ellen DeGeneres section, that's all you get.
Freaking waitresses and shit rolling around.
Yeah. And so just like the minute you take a sip, it's just shit. It's all you can say for the next 5 minutes is shit. And that's why I called it that. And so anyways, now the doors raise up and you go board your cart. At which point, it's very Spaceship Earth-esque. You go up like this big like time travel, space travel thing. It shoots you into space. And so that's the beginning. And then we get to the section that's designed by E.T. Now, they had a very smooth transition between those two. Because now you're just, like, going through space. And then you go to E.T.'s home planet. But we'll have to rename him something like BT. The Blakey Terrestrial. So you go past that. And then...
I remember that Disney attraction, the extraterrestrial alien encounter.
The extraterrestrial. So then you shoot, and then you suddenly hit a car in front of you, but then you're like, wait a minute, I don't remember a car being in front of me. At which point you hear, "Go!" What are you guys doing back there? And then you turn around, and it's fucking Homer Simpson, and now it's the part created by the people who made the Simpsons roller coaster. And this is the point where you have to put on your mystical glasses, because now it goes 3D. And for the people who have had the absinthe, they're going to have some trouble deciding whether or not what they're about to see is real. As a green fairy, the green fairy comes on alongside the track and is just like, "Hey, kids! Welcome to this ride. I've come up with the greatest ride possible."
Fucking Roger Rabbit over here.
Yeah. Please, guys, please enjoy my ride. But no one have any bad thoughts, because that could send us down a nasty path. And so then you go a little bit further, and now the glasses are both 3D glasses, but also, have you ever had those glasses you wear during fireworks?
Yes.
That make the lights
I have a pair from the Osborne Spectacle of Dancing Lights at the studios.
Yeah, well...
They do angels. They make angels.
Yeah, up next is one of those, except everything turns into the green fairy, and like fireworks happen, and this is when you're in the park created by Los Tres Caballeros. And so
where's the green fairy from? Is that an IP I'm not aware of?
No, wait, do you not know about this?
No, where's the green fairy from?
The green fairy is like this old folk tale that he would visit you if you drank too much absinthe, because absinthe would cause you to
Okay, so it's not a park thing that I'm aware of. Okay,
no,
so it's fine.
No. I mean, he is now.
Yes.
And so the green fairy takes you through Los Tres Caballeros, and then you just hear like a boom, 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 and he just goes, "Oh no! Who did it? Who thought the bad thought?" And then you just hear roar, and then a fucking King Kong comes around the corner, grabs your cart, starts shaking it. And then you're like, okay, someone had a bad thought, a very bad thought, and it has now created King Kong. And now King Kong is here shaking your cart around, but not too intense, like not enough to really bother you. Like, this isn't going to be Skull Island level. This is more like, I'd say, Great Movie Ride. So this is actually created by the Great Movie Ride people. And then you just hear like, "Who will save us from the bad thoughts?" And you hear, "Autobots roll out," and then fucking Optimus Prime and Bumblebee come in, and they start taking on King Kong, and it's really awesome. They fight back and forth, and then, oh no, who's that finally takes out King Kong? That's right, it's the T-Rex from my favorite ride of all fucking time, Jurassic Park. But wait, oh no, the T-Rex is in front of us. No, giant drop. Not as big as the one on Jurassic Park, because this is still a kiddie ride. Everyone gets wet. You drop into a lake of absinthe. Or maybe just green water, I don't know. And then you pull into shore. And then that is Exquisite Corpse. I did contemplate calling it Flight of the Green Fairy, because I thought that would also be very nice until I realized that until halfway through the ride, you have no, actually even more, because that Ellen part is really long. You'd have no idea what the fuck was going on.
You basically made the Disney MGM Studios backlot tour of rides.
Mm-hmm. Well, no. Also, I forgot to point this out. Like, somewhere in between when the Transformers come and King Kong attacks you is like a Star Tours moment where they're like, you're the one who had the bad thought. And then a pop-up comes up, and then one specific person is always highlighted in the cart that had a bad thought and fucked up the ride. And I have a note here that says they always look like Jim Murphy. So... each time I'm just like, you gotta look close enough like Jim. So yeah, that's my ride.
Whew. That was a roller coaster of a thing.
No. It was actually pretty calm of a ride.
No, I mean emotionally. Good Lord.
Yeah, it gets worse if you're on absinthe, though.
I'm trying to remember. Crap, it's called. Give me a second. Let me look at something here.
Welcome to the part that's getting cut out of the podcast. Oh yeah. I said, everybody out there, welcome to the part that's getting good from the podcast. Jim's on Google and he's searching for shit. Ignore that we're doing a show.
There was a drink. It's not that one. Fuck. There was a drink that I can't remember the name of that was like, it was. I want to say it was called like the. It had some like it was like an kind of like an obvious pun on like a musical or something, like a Little Orphan Annie or something. I don't remember, but the drink was literally just was malt liquor and what was described as a shitload of maraschino cherries.
That sounds amazing. I told you there was one I had, and we'll get back on topic in a minute. I swear, podcast listeners. There's a place in Atlanta called the Vortex, and one of their drinks is vodka, and their mixer for the drink is a different type of vodka, and then they add in 2 more different types of vodka to that, and then add sweet and sour and Sprite to make it feel like you're not an alcoholic, and that killed me, actually, physically. So, don't be surprised if that drink don't make a comeback during some other ride later in the show.
Okay. Are you ready for my weird kiddie ride?
Let's fucking do it.
So, the problem with my kiddie ride, if you want to call it a problem, is that a part of the build-up for the attraction is that I'm going to have to run like 3 or 4 seasons of a children's cartoon show.
Okay.
So I'm making my own cartoon that I'm going to then base this ride off of later.
Okay.
The ride is called WeDew Adventures. WeDew is spelled WEDEW. It's one word. It's a palindrome. It stars 4 characters. I showed you a picture of one yesterday, TacoCat, which is a 2-dimensional drawing of a cat with like a taco for a head, basically. Kind of like an Adventures of Gumball or like Adventure Time sort of style there. The other 3 main characters, they're SooMoos, that's spelled SOOMOOS as one word. That is done in like her style is like a CGI moose. And the funny thing is, like, you type cartoon moose into Google and it's like, hey, it's Bullwinkle, and it's like, it's not really what I'm going for. I was thinking more like in the like if they did like a 3D CGI like cow and chicken sort of a thing for her.
I can see that.
Then there's GoDog, GODOG. That's a boy dog. He is basically really poorly done stop motion.
Oh, now
like Isle of Dogs.
Just to interrupt,
but poorly done.
When I hear the name GoDog, I do in fact immediately see. Oh shit! What was the character Homer voiced? On
Poochie.
Yeah, Poochie.
Poochie.
Like, I see Poochie immediately.
So I'm doing different art styles for each one, and then finally the fourth character is RaeBear, RaeBear. It's a girl bear, and basically that is actually just a person in a bear costume that they green screen in. I was thinking, like, I was trying to figure out what I wanted it to look like, and what I decided on would be like a smaller, slightly more feminine looking bear in the big blue house.
Okay. Can I make a can I make a quick casting decision?
Okay.
I know it's a girl, but it's definitely T-Pain in that bear suit.
I will make a note.
T-Pain is in the bear suit.
Basically they live in like a mountain like clubhouse hideaway sort of a thing where like each of their rooms is also in their art style. But like when they go together, it more stays toward like the 2-dimensional style, like if they're all out in the world. Okay. But they're still all separate, so there's like a CGI moose and a badly stop motion animated dog and everything. But basically, my ride is an Omnimover attraction, like a Haunted Mansion or a Spaceship Earth type thing, where you basically go through their clubhouse, like room to room, and they're having a water gun fight during this ride.
Oh, that's really dude.
So there's like parts where you might get slightly wet, not like in a spray, like you're gonna get soaked, but like in a misty, like be our guest, sort of a like 3D movie kind of way. But what makes it weird is you go through it that way, and then you kind of do like a 180 and come back, and when you come back, you find out that one of the characters has like flooded the clubhouse, so now it is completely full of water.
So now it's like a boat ride?
No, it still stays as it's kind of like how the seas with Nemo and friends, you're meant to be underwater, but you're just like going through scenes. And the problem is they can't have a water gun fight because water guns don't work underwater.
Okay.
But all the characters are now like they all have like fish-like bodies of some form or fashion. Like I think the bear would be a mermaid.
Yeah.
Looking thing. And then they basically they're trying to get rid of the water, and I don't like, you can't really do a drop on an Omnimover ride, but there could be some sort of like something they could do.
Well, firstly, it would be called a fermaid. Secondly, all this is showing me is how badly you want to do a horrible premise as a show again.
No, the thing is, I was thinking about like, well, I have to have like the exhibit in the front, so the exhibit in the front would be stuff about the cartoon and like character meet and greets and everything.
Okay.
So that would be in the front. I don't really. Oh, and my ride would also have a drink. Because we would be sponsored, because it is spelled WeDew, WEDW, it would be sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Okay.
And so they would have WeDew, and it would just be, I think, because I don't think they've done this, I think it would just be cherry lime Mountain Dew.
Oh. Well, when I heard WeDew, I thought you were going to have marijuana-infused Mountain Dew, which, by the way...
I'm trying to be the Tito Taylor of the group.
Owner of Mountain Dew, call me bro, because when we get that shit legalized, I have copyrighted WeDew right here, right now.
So yeah, I think that's my whole thing.
So Jim, as the official podcast patron saint of getting drunk and going on kiddie rides, actually, here, hold on a second. Let me just. I'm gonna pour myself a shot of whiskey, and I'm going to immediately react to the ride as the drunk man in the park. So it's a bunch of different, numerous different styles all meshed together. A bear turns into a mermaid. You got all this shit. There's some sort of exciting drop that I don't know about. Bottoms up. I'd ride it in a second. I love it. Oh, that burns. Oh, that burns.
I was originally going to say that in the cartoon, they live in a city that's based on what my side of the park looks like, but as a city, kind of like how when they did the Scooby Doo wrestling crossovers, it was like WWE City.
Is that now it's Gym City?
Huh? No, I was gonna just say Park City, but then I remembered that's a place in Utah.
Yeah.
And that won't
do you
work.
have a name for your side of the park? Because I am sticking with Scotland.
No, I don't.
The
gymnasium.
Shit, I was about to say gymnasium.
That's why people used to say like, "Oh, is that short for James?" I'm like, no, it's short for gymnasium because I give ladies a workout.
Jim, I just had a shot of whiskey. You can't do that to me. It was the worst. All right, so
I think that's everything on my list.
Okay, so we got that. I would be pumped to ride either of these rides. Mine, because apparently you get a free drink whenever you go on it, and that's just fucking cool, I guess. Like, we don't worry about that monetary-wise. And
I thought about spelling TacoCat with 2 A's and a K. And getting him to be voiced by Justin McElroy.
And he's a wizard.
Yes.
Oh, man. So, Jim, I think we killed the challenge this week, and that might just be the whiskey talk. But what challenge do you have awaiting me next week, my boy?
I had to think about this, and I'm trying to stay with... I was trying to think of things we haven't really done, but I was also trying to think of things that weren't too out of left field, because I feel like that's your domain, is to make me try to run into the woods screaming.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I have 2 ideas, and I'm trying to think. I don't think I want to do the one now based on what you did for your attraction. So I'm just going to say a ride that takes place in a jungle, because we're doing the Jungle Cruisy stuff this season.
Oh, shit. Do you remember?
It is just any kind of thing that has a jungle theme.
A little sneak preview for the listeners of next week. Jim, do you remember a little movie starring Timothy Allen called Jungle to Jungle? Because it's Britain brought the fuck back up. All right, and Jim Murphy, where can they find you on the internet?
I'm on Twitter at apparently smart, and yeah, I'm on Tumblr at Uncanny Evangelist, but it's mostly just McElroy Brothers crap.
Nothing but and a lovely painting that my girlfriend did that was really dope. And you can find me on Twitter at ScottyMo. That's SCOTTYEMO. Make sure to buy all my books on Amazon. Queasel Corp, Risen, Queasel Corp Revelations. The entire trilogy is out, ladies and gentlemen. So pick it up for yourself on Amazon. And then, of course, BS versus the Gods, the novel where me and my other co-host on A Load of BS, Blake Tanner, we get into all sorts of mischief. We fight gods. I don't know, dude. We just drink a lot of whiskey and get into random bullshit. So check all that out, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, make sure to check out the other BS Network podcasts, like A Load of BS, Fight Boys, and then, of course, the brand new show, Fun Fiction. The show where me and one of my BFFs, Brenna Clark, we get together, we talk about movies we saw that week or a TV show, movies, cinema, whatever. I really just said the same thing 50 times in a row, didn't I? Anyways, and then, of course, after that, we bring up fan fiction, we read crappy fan fiction about the topic, and then try to make up our own, all on Fun Fiction, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, if you really like what we're doing, make sure to go over to merch.loadofpurebs.com and get you some Opposite Attraction merch. Jim Murphy just did. Yeah, yes, I know I got the email. It was also weird because I have to pay the person who prints our shirts, and I have to pay them before they pay me my amount. So I was like, why the fuck did I just lose $16? But all that's fine and dandy. And if you don't want a shirt but you still want to help out, head over to Patreon, patreon.com/aloadofbs, and make sure to catch up on all the older episodes of Opposite Attractions at opposite-attractions.com. Find all the other podcasts at aloadofpurebs.com. I just updated the website. I'm very proud of it because it means I don't have to work on it as much as I used to. And then, of course, remember you can find Jim and me on Twitter at a load. Oh shit, no. Cut that. And remember, you can find Jim and me on Twitter at @show. That is spelled OPPATTSHOW. Are you down with OPP?